So let's address the elephant in the room about the inequality town hall. And I mean, let's keep it real, okay?
I know what you're gonna say.
Okay, you do?
I think I do.
Okay, no, I'm not sure you do. Okay, so let's have fun and find out.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are in the same room. Okay, that's actual unity. And they are alleged to, that's not what you thought, right?
No.
That's okay.
In the post game, I will talk about what I thought you were about to say.
Okay, tytnetwork.com/join to get that post game. So seriously, those are two giant presidential contenders, arguably the top two. And they chose to do a town hall together anyway. That's great, that's phenomenal. And I think a lot of standard politicians would have been like, and by the way, more credit in this case, I don't know, man, they both deserve amazing credit. I was gonna say more credit to Elizabeth Warren because she's willing to go to Bernie Sanders' town hall event.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of other politicians were like, no, if I don't get top billing, there's no way I'm gonna go.
Oh.
I know, but that's 98% of them, right? And so great credit to her for showing up. Great credit to Bernie Sanders for inviting what other people considered to be other top contender for the presidential race.
That's true.
Yeah, so great job by them in showing real unity for progressives, not the fake unity where we just bow our heads to the establishment. And it was bold and courageous on both of their parts. And the other thing is, I know that the production values are not great there. They're holding it in a government building.
Yeah.
It's Bernie's staff that I believe, and the congressional staff that's putting it together, right?
And it's hard.
Yeah, and it's super hard, and they're not in the TV business. They're not in media business overall. Sometimes it'll take the wrong cameras. Some of the tape is a little rough, etc. But you know what? That, in my mind, even more credit to them. Because a lot of politicians will not show up to something unless there's a ton of gloss and a ton of polish and everything looks perfect. Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, they're like, I don't care. Let's just go in a room, okay? Yeah. Let's talk about the issues. Let's give people both the stats and the real human beings that it affects and show it to them. They never get to see it. They brought an expert to talk about the devastation in rural Alabama and how the UN had to come in and say, we've never seen this in a developed country, and these people need to be helped. And talked about how open sewage is next to the schools, etc. Those are uncomfortable topics, but they had those uncomfortable conversations in a relatively plain room, as they did with the same thing for the Medicare for All town hall. It was just bold and courageous and different and eye-opening in so many different ways. So I really respect both of them for doing that.
Yeah, totally. On the Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, it is interesting. I mean, as of right now, Elizabeth Warren is saying that she's not running for president. And Bernie Sanders isn't really talking about it, but he's got a book coming out the day after the election, so you can do the math on that one. But if they do both run, it is gonna be interesting to see how they run against each other, since based on their policies, they appeal to a lot of the same sort of people, at least it seems like they would. And they have a long history of working together in a very cordial sort of relationship, and so that will be interesting. I hope that works without either of them needing to sort of attack the other, because I kind of don't want to see that. It's like seeing like your parents attack each other, which I also had to go through growing up. And then on the other thing, so the production value and all that, like it's going to be watched on the internet. I think people are more understanding of that now. I don't think they care about that. I think they care about the substance, which is good. I tweeted during the program that CNN surprisingly had a headline bar on the front page of their website saying, click here to watch this town hall with Bernie Sanders and all that. And you could watch it right on their thing. I thought that's great. And CNN has done town halls with Bernie Sanders, but they've been like with Rick Santorum debating single payer healthcare or something like that, which is good. That is something. I'm glad they were doing that. I hope that they continue doing that. But there is no reason that CNN couldn't have hosted this town hall with the exact same panel. It would have gotten tons of viewers, it would have looked better. In the end, it doesn't really matter, but CNN, I think, is missing, like all of them are, they're missing real opportunities to do something different than what they're doing now. And we know better than perhaps anyone what is likely to happen to those channels in the next 5-10 years. And they don't seem to see it coming. They think, oh, well, if we just poof up Wolf Blitzer's hair a bit more, and if we throw a couple more LCD screens, then we're gonna be fine. The kids will start watching. But I don't think that's the case. I think that people wanna see things like this, and they're really missing an opportunity to do it.
Yeah. So finally, look, obviously them being in the same room leads to one other piece of conjecture, which is maybe they don't run against each other. Maybe they run together. Okay, and so that's one possibility. But the other possibility, by the way, is an idea that I've championed, and I think a lot of people that I've talked to behind the scenes seem to think is maybe not such a bad idea, which is a shadow cabinet. So imagine if Bernie is running and Elizabeth Warren really is not running, which she said she's not.
She says.
But all politicians have to say that, and I'm not saying that derisively. She's running for Senate in Massachusetts. It's bad form to tell people you're going to run for president, et cetera, right? Yeah. And even Bernie's not saying that he's running for president right now, even though, let's keep it real, right? Yeah. So, I'm not blaming her for that at all. I'm saying, so let's assume she's not running. Could you imagine if Bernie said, if I win, she's the Treasury Secretary?
Yeah.
Okay, as a progressive, I love that.
Oh, and we can go down the line.
Exactly.
But here's my attorney general. Maybe look in Philly somewhere. Maybe we find somebody.
Maybe a guy named Krasner.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a great idea.
Yeah, and look, I asked Al Gore on this show. He said no, but that's just the first volley.
Wait, said no to?
I said, what if somebody were to offer you Secretary of State, to be the anti-Tillerson, to bring back Paris and then some?
I'll take head of the EPA, Al Gore. I'll take Secretary of Energy, Al Gore.
Secretary of State, Secretary of State.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And we actually fight climate change. Imagine these progressive all-stars with no apologies. Oh, but what will Fox News say? I can't wait. I can't wait for what they're going to say. And every time they attack these people, oh, but Elizabeth Warren will take on the big banks too much. Come and get some. Right? They will accidentally be doing us a favor by publicizing those things.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't want to get over exuberant here, but I think that seeing them in the same room, fighting on the same issue, fighting together on that was great. And I hope, and I don't know, I have no inside information, but I hope perhaps a sign of things to come. You just watched the video by the Young Turks, home of the revolution. If you'd like to get a lot more than that, get the full show by becoming a member. tytnetwork.com/join.